eat at home as much as possible. Sometimes I eat. I can't eat out a lot because it's not a lot. Well, now that restaurants are starting to create a lot of options, but I just think you should try to eat at home as much as possible. Back in the day, eating out used to be a luxury. Everybody went and you went and sat down. Maybe every once in a while, mom took you. Me and Donovan just talked about that earlier. How when our moms or dad took us to fast food, nobody was getting no combo meals.
Right.
You was getting a burrito. You better eat it slow. You ain't getting 2 or 3 burritos, no French fries, and shake and all of that shit. Mama got $2, and everybody gonna get a burrito.
That's right. Get your 39-cent burrito and a small soda.
And we go home and eat tonight. Don't throw that meat out while I'm at work. And then Andrea says Leonardo DiCaprio is donating $5 million to the Amazon fires. That ain't on the breaking news, but Popeyes is. Yes, and Leonardo DiCaprio, which I like. I love his acting. Mm-hmm. He's this big proponent of the planet and veganism and things like that. And so those are the things like a lot of people like, well, the Amazon. We talk about the Amazon. Yeah, I ordered something. No, we ain't talking about the Amazon that you order something from. We talking about the Amazon.
Yeah, a lot of people thought it was the Amazon.
Yeah, they really did.
Wow, these warehouses are on fire.
I talked to people who thought it was the Amazon warehouse in was it Brazil?
Yeah,
that was on fire. But it does affect us because if it, like to Donovan's point, if it supplies 30% of the air, I might want to be interested in breathing. We should care about that kind of stuff, right? And then Jonelle says, thank God it rained on the Amazon, which you did. Now they have to start another fire. That is so sad because they will, like, damn it.
Right.
And it's so sad because you see the indigenous people. Somebody saw one of the indigenous people come out of there. She just bawled and couldn't understand what she was saying because
her language
I guess they could understand it, but whatever her language was, and she's just bawling and crying and saying that these
gringos,
the rich people, they don't care about us and they're doing this to us. It was so sad.
Welcome to the 21st century.
Wow, really? Yeah. And Al says Tom Cruise movie is called War of the Worlds. Okay.
No. It's not War of the World. It's where he keeps dying in the movie. It's a different movie.
I don't know why I thought that was vanilla.
Yeah. No.
Oh, wait. Eyes Wide.
No. It's a sci-fi movie that came out like 2 or 3 years ago, and he keeps dying in the movie, and he keeps going back, and he has to change it and keeps changing it. I'll get it in a second.
Okay. Cindy says capitalism is the ill of this world, and we contribute to it. Just take that $2.99 product, how much we think it really costs to produce it, right? How they profit off that item. The idea is to make wealth, right? My black finance professor said we just happy we ain't slaves, right?
Yeah.
And
sad.
That we can drink out of water fountains as everybody else.
Generation fail.
We can eat in the same restaurant as everybody else. Right, but... Low fruit that's on the ground. But it's really a trip. I mean, I'm sure you guys have had conversations with people. You say, well, it's $3. I'm going to go get it for $2.99. Yep. It's really the same, right? But yeah, so let's see. And you also say, Cindy, Alaska is melting, salmon is dying. Like, those are things we need to know. Yes. But we don't know those things. We're so wrapped up into what's right in front of us, what the media, whoever tells us to focus on. That's all we care about. We don't see anything else. But it's like those things we should be focused on affect us. And they may not affect us like right now. Like the Amazon burning. Sure, we can breathe. But how soon before it becomes a problem? And the people who own the wealth of the means of production, you guys Google that stuff. How soon is it before they start selling us air? Like that used to be a running joke back in the day. But how soon is that before it's like, okay, air is going to be $2.99, $2.99 an ounce if you want it. If you don't, you're going to get the smog. I don't know.
Okay, real quick. The movie that Tom Cruise that we're talking about is called Edge of Tomorrow.
Oh, never heard of it.
Edge of Tomorrow. And just to give you a quick thing, it's about a Major William Cage, a public relations officer with no combat experience, is forced by his superiors to join a landing operation against the aliens. Though Cage is killed in combat, he finds himself in a time loop that sends him back to the day preceding the battle every time he dies.
I can check that out. You said public relations. That's right up my alley. And Tay says, eating out is a luxury in my home. I cook 6 to 7 days a week. My kids prefer home-cooked food over fast food, and that's it's better for us to eat at home. Come on, Tay, let's be honest. I've seen the stuff you be making, okay? Or you be talking about making shoot. I be wanting to eat at home too.
That's what I'm saying. I'm actually waiting for the boys to leave so I can come on over and
I'm seeing the stuff you be talking about, so I'm like, shoot, I be wanting to eat at home too.
Dominic going to college anytime soon? I'll be over there every Monday.
Like Ruth, Chris, no, Mom, we're eating at home. So I don't blame her. And Jonelle says, we are in World War III doorway, living unaware to all the things the Zionist-owned government is doing to us as a majority, from Flint water to chemical, cancerous food and drinks, to the rich and the Zionist-owned government robbing the masses, etc. But how many of us aren't even? See, Jonelle, you are super. I don't like to use the word woke a lot. I use it jokingly, but you are super just in tune. You're just plugged in.
Right.
But there's a lot of people who aren't plugged in and don't know any of the stuff that you just mentioned or talked about. We just think right now it's about the chicken sandwich, And Andrea says that movie is called Edge of Tomorrow.
Edge of Tomorrow, yeah.
Right, and Dwight, what's happening? We haven't seen you in a while. He says, hello there. You are all great. Talk about the 1619 project, Aaron Burr, et cetera, et cetera. You know what? I wanted to talk about the 1619 project, which says basically 400 years.
We know that already.
But only reason why I didn't want to talk about it is because I posted about it kind of sort of today, and it went freaking left. People was talking about we Israelites and we this and we that, and we know when black people was in America. I was like,
we know, yeah.
How did we get here? So I wanted to talk about it. We could talk about it. Just don't want to go all off into the twilight zone with it. Well, you're not really black. Why do you call yourself black? You're really a, whoop-de-whoop from the here to there, know. And so Jonelle says, but how you doing, Dwight? Jonelle says, Tom Cruise, Edge of Nowhere is the movie. Okay. And then, Al said the same thing. And Sydney says, World War III was on the war on drugs. So where are we at now? World War 15? And Sydney also say they also lying about Newark, New Jersey. So what's going on there? Also, speaking of which, did you guys hear out here in Los Angeles or Lancaster, this is Los Angeles County, a sheriff lied and started this whole big old drama saying that he was sniped at, that somebody tried to snipe him. They locked down all these apartments. Of course, it was where we live, looking for this sniper. And it turns out that he made it all up. Made it completely all up. Now I'm thinking as I'm reading the story, because he finally admits to doing it. You know how many people could have lost their lives or had their door? I mean, how many people probably actually had their doors kicked in? Why this dude is lying? What are you lying to kick it for?
Right.
I mean, somebody could have been looking at a lot of jail time. A whole host of things could have happened because he's lying. For what? But a lot of us didn't hear about that. And then that also, to me, makes me think about how we hear about all the shootings and stuff that goes on in the inner city, Chicago, Detroit, and, New Orleans and all these other places. And everybody's saying, black people, black on black crime. To me, I always think that's not all us doing that. I'm sorry. I wasn't there. I didn't see it myself, but I just fail to believe that it's only us that's killing us. Because a lot of times they don't even find the shooter.
Right.
You got people killing up 57 people or shooting up 57 people, killing 10 in a weekend. We don't know where all these people are or who's doing it. And so when you hear that story, it's like, okay.
And what's really important about that story that I got out of the story, we're here in LA, you've got a lot of issues. The officer was of Hispanic background.
Yes, he was.
Not that I'm trying to say something, but I want you to look at the parallel of him trying to do something in a certain neighborhood that wasn't his people.
And Lancaster has a lot of black people up there.
Right.
A lot. And my dad lives in Lancaster, so I know a little bit about Lancaster.
So you know what I'm talking about? Do you see where I'm going with that?
Yeah, why is he doing that? What are you really trying to do here?
There.
And then Jonelle says, all praises due to Allah for my teacher, the Honorable Minister Farrakhan. Yes, we've all gotten a lot of knowledge from Farrakhan, but those who practice Islam, such as Jonelle, you guys are very fortunate because there is a lot of knowledge there. And Cindy says, did you see my comment on that post? The post about the shooting? Tell me again. And Andrea says, into the mothership. You know what, Andrea? No joke. I was like, Mothership, if you're hovering, I might be ready to be sucked up right now. I might just be ready because when I saw the line around the chicken, I was like, it might be time. You might need to suck them up or me. One of us got to go, right?
Yeah. Something's got to give.
You're right. And see, it says Flint 2.0 is Newark, New Jersey. Okay, see, I didn't hear about that. So apparently there's bad water in Newark, but it's like, what are we going to do about it? How many of those people, though, Sydney, who are affected by the bad water in New Jersey were in line at Popeyes? But then when they get an opportunity, they're probably going to get on camera or the news and say, oh, it's horrible what they doing to us, you know. I didn't have nothing to wash my chicken down. I mean, how many people are going to do that? Like, that's I know I'm being stupid.
My throat is parched.
Yeah. You know? But how many of us are so off kilter when it comes to, like, I didn't know about it. So, you know, thank you for telling me about that. What else are we missing? We also say, I keep saying Chicago is the purge. Yes. Have you guys seen that movie? Yeah. The latest one, The Purge, where it talked about that. People are thinking that the people living in the inner cities are doing the murdering, but there's got these, you know, hired governmental snipers,
it's an agenda,
killers that are doing it. Mm-hmm. How, like, were they trying to tell us something?
Right.
And then you also say they're sending people in the hood to kill us. Sydney, like when I say that, people say, "Oh no, you know, it was us doing that." I know.
You're paranoid.
I live over there. Yeah, so did you see the people shooting? Or nah, I didn't see them, but you know, that's how we get down. I'm like,
ain't nothing wrong with that good white man. You gotta just do what you gotta do. I'm for getting rid of them niggas too. Uncle Ruckus never goes wrong. Trump 2020.
You are so stupid. I'm telling you, Donovan missed his calling. He has missed his calling. It says we need to prepare our families and our homes, or the drama Trump is going to kick off. Yes, It was just reported that he suggested dropping nukes. Damn, really? To stop hurricanes? Really? I mean,
there's an old saying.
How?
Remember, there's an old saying. Well, what's that saying? It's like when you're in trouble when a idiot is.
It's calling the shot.
Yeah, we're in trouble. We're in trouble.
And then you also say, let's be mindful of the areas that are normally affected by hurricanes. So she said, let's be mindful. What areas are those? Had Hurricane Katrina that wiped out damn near all of, you know,
the Gulf Coast.
Yeah, I mean, and that predominantly affected us. And they're like, I'll just let them swim in the shitty water for a while. Condoleezza Rice is golfing, and you know, Bush is like, oh, really?
You know, and I just hate the fact. Here's a woman who is from the South.
Refugees.
Yeah, here's a woman who's from Alabama, the South, and she goes right along with the butter biscuit line, and she acts like there's no problems. All those black people that were murdered and killed during the Katrina time, and she, you know,
I like that you said murder.
Yeah,
because in essence, that's what
happened.
Yeah.
I mean, she lied us into war. All these Americans that were murdered.
Right.
Ask guys this: why hasn't Condoleezza Rice, Paul Wolfowitz dead, George Bush, the second one, they don't travel overseas? Because they are designated war criminals, and they do not want to be snatched up by the international courts.
Yes, and Sydney. The post about the 1619, where you said this post went all the way to the left,
yeah.
Like it completely jumped the shark. Like what happened here? Yeah. You know. And then you also say, Sydney, there is no coverage, and the governor is saying it's 15,000 homes affected. I knew when I used to drink water and go to Newark. The bartenders used to give ice from the gas station. Damn.
Yeah.
Why don't we know about these things?
Okay, I got something that nobody's paying attention to. Trump is being primaried by Joe Walsh. Who is Joe Walsh? He's a one-term congressman.
A Republican.
Yeah, a fellow Republican.
That used to be very critical of
yes.
Obama.
Yes.
Because I was reading that on Twitter, and I was like, is this the...
John Walsh
from America's...
Yeah, that's what I thought when I first got it. Sorry.
From America's Most Wanted?
Yes, but Joe Walsh.
I thought, and he's like taking Trump to task.
Right. Now, he does say he is hard on immigration. He's with them on that. But as far as the morals of Trump and all this other stuff...
he's calling them idiots and all kinds. I'm like, what? But A lot of Republicans are jumping ship. Yeah.
And nobody's talking about that because the Maryland governor, he's not getting a lot of traction. Trump's like, oh, yeah, whatever. But the response to Joe Walsh's primary challenge by the Trump administration was whatever.
Right. But I've actually seen a lot of people on Twitter agree with him, you know. And let's see here. Jonelle says, with all the cameras, it's like the movie with the news anchor who would create the narrative and then report and get the fame and credibility for it. It's a lot of wag the dog going on, distractions and, distractions and confusion being created. If we're just lost, if you're trying to say, in the flow, the emotion and survival mode, more or less the calm and the thinking we got to recognize the game and wicked methodology, jack that up, the same tactics, the same game, just different fools. Be more wise and emotional, more rational than emotional. Yeah, well, you know, we as especially Black people are very emotional. I guess everybody's emotional, but we are really emotional because we want what we couldn't have all the time. We want what they have. And so a lot of times we just go along with the talking points. Like you said, news anchor in the movie makes a talking point, and a lot of times people just go in it.
Yeah.
Don't even say, well, let me Google, do a little bit of research to see any if that is even remotely true, right?
How many of you guys remember the movie, 1976 movie, The Network? Starred Peter Finch and Faye Dunaway won an Academy Award for it. I'm mad as hell and I'm not taking it anymore because they were going to put him out to pasture and all that. I mean, it's funny how these movies resonate in the modern situation today because those that do not learn from the past are doomed to repeat it.
Absolutely. And Cindy says, up here, they're reporting if this climate issue. I think that if this climate issue continues, parts of New Jersey and New York will be underwater. Well, they're saying we're going to fall off into the ocean in California.
They've been saying that for 40-something years.
Watch one day, and we're like, no, we're not. One day we fall off into the damn ocean, you know? Like we've been waiting for the big one, and we damn near had the big one not too long ago, you know? Yeah. I got people are sleeping in their front yards. I don't know if they still are. They're afraid to sleep in their houses because they're like down.
Well, the houses the foundations are so damaged.
Yeah, you know, I ain't trying to have no house following me.
And they can't afford to get another one, you know.
Well, earthquake insurance is astronomical. You know, like flood insurance. You know damn well I live next to a river that could flood, but yet you want the insurance to be $500 a month. Yeah, I can't pay you that.
And
so then when it floods, I got to go take out a loan.
Wait, and then even if you are paying it, they don't want to pay the premium when you come in the cash in. That's not flooding. That's
we said in the clause that you needed the sandbag. And the sandbags, or they just lacked a couple of ounces, and therefore we get
They don't want to pay.
Right, and so then it's a vicious cycle. Then you have to go get this monstrous loan to repair the house. It's just like you just never escape, right? And Cindy says, no, he is not yet. He's thinking about it. So talk about Joe Walsh.
Joe Walsh, right?
Yeah, he's thinking about it.
I read yesterday where he is going to be in the primary, and he actually announced on a TV show.
And there's somebody else who was talking about challenging Trump as well, which is odd and kind of rare because the incumbent is rarely challenged. It's just like, okay, well, that's the guy.
But if the incumbent is challenged, they usually lose election.
Right. And, you know, well, I guess he's probably going to have quite a few people challenging. I mean, it's going to be interesting. And Mark, she says, well, look at who we are. We are the same people that call our government liars, but we are the same people that believe them when they tell us that what we want to hear. Keyword, what we want to hear, right? Either they're lying or they're not. But that's a very good point. But the key factor in that is, like I said, they tell us what we want, but we don't research it. Because, you know, necessarily what you think you want might not be good for you. You know?
Yeah, very true.
At one point in time, I thought I needed to go get a boob job. I wanted one, but it wasn't going to be good for me. So
hey,
I didn't go get it.
Al, what are your thoughts?
But please don't ask. Because Al, you don't have to answer that.
And since we're talking about Joe Walsh real quick, he says right here, Joe Walsh apologizes for past racist comments while announcing plans to run against Trump in the GOP
Yeah, because he was like doing the most.
Yeah, and he lost his seat to, she's a senator now, the lady that lost her legs.
Oh, Duckworth.
Tammy
Duckworth. Okay, got it. Yeah, he was doing the most with Obama. And the White says, network is great. 1619 to some people is incredible. The Black Israelites are serious, but they did not start until the late 19th century after Reconstruction. You know,
God, I love that knowledge.
But I just can't no shade to Israelites. I'm sure there's a wealth of knowledge here. I just, like, the reasoning is not there. They want to argue with you about the time of day. Well, you know, in Israel, you know, when we was the tribe of Judah, it wasn't really, is it a clock? It's not a clock. How you know it's a clock? And they're like, okay.
Right.
Thank you. I'm going to tap out of this discussion because it's not going to go nowhere, right? And he also say Bill Weld, Mark Sanford from South Carolina.
Sanford is still contemplating. He hasn't announced it.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting. I mean, there's actually a lot of Republicans that are like,
well, what's happening is Trump is destroying the party at this point.
That's what they wanted, though. They wanted this guy to get in there, walk tall, and he's talking tough, and he's going to get these Mexicans out of here.
But he went too far. Yeah.
And, you know, there's my African-American over there. You know, we're cutting everybody off a food stamp and no Medicare and Obama. That's what they wanted. And now he's getting there and it's like he's giving it. They're like, a black eye is an understatement. Like the Republican Party, they're like, dude, you're just a little too racist for us. We like our racists on the light side, like diet racism.
Be light with it.
We want diet racism, but you're just giving us the full on, you like shebang, right? You know, we didn't want that.
Yeah.
You know? And let's see. And Sydney says, the sad thing about Newark, there are a lot of elderly and sick people. They have a show. They have to show a driving or county ID and a utility bill for a 224 pack of complimentary pack of water. Like surrounding neighborhood, which is rich, is going to steal it. Also, not providing transportation or assistance for the people who live in apartment building, which are high rises in some cases. I mean, that used to be a joke too about water. At one point in time, you're gonna have Mos Def has a song called "New World Water," where he talks about forget money, we gonna need a water
resources,
bank.
right?
Yeah, and here we are to the point to where people like you have to ration water. It used to be a time you could turn on your faucet and drink some water.
With confidence.
Right. You know? Now you're talking about what's that floating in my water? Yes. Oh, no, it's just fluoride. It's good for you. Drink it, you know. But, like, those are the things. It's almost like the Jetsons. You guys remember the Jetsons, the cartoons? Like, oh, there's no way. They'll be talking on wireless phones, and there'll be food things you can cook your food in, and robots.
And everybody will be in a kumbaya moment.
Yeah, there's no way, but we're there. And then so it's like that, you know. Used to joke about having to buy drinking water, and here we are. You know, it's crazy. And Joe Nelson says, exactly, Marcus. We live in a nation of liars who only have their pockets at best interest and never the masses, yet we expect them to live up to their word. They are deceivers and move accordingly to the advantage of their pockets first, as they have sold their white stolen nation to those who print their revenue.
That's where we're at. It's all about the donors. A good example here. A big meeting on the world environment and what's going on globally, right? With health and air and all that other stuff. It's the exact thing you're talking about right now. Kamala Harris, a so-called black candidate, opted out. Then when the feedback came back in, because she wanted to go with her donors.
Right.
On that day. And then when the feedback came back in, she wants to go to the climate change meeting. But I could get here again, a woman that is so dependent on the black vote, she don't care. I mean, I can't trust her.
But can I say this too? And this is probably going to sound bad, and I don't mean for it to sound bad, but how many of us, say black community, if you will, are versed about climate control?
That's a good point.
I'm not saying we're not, but overall, like, are a lot of us versed about climate control, and do we really realize, this is probably a lot of people, but I'm speaking to black people, but do we really realize what climate control is doing to us?
Yes.
Me and Donovan talk about this all the time. Like, back in the day, we lived in Riverside, Moreno Valley, California. In the 80s, it wasn't this damn hot.
It was not this hot.
90-degree day was average, but last year we saw a 120-degree day. Am I right?
Yes.
And electricity happened to go out that day. Everybody's dead.
And I think it was like in a month it got to like over 115 4 times.
Yeah, and it's like that was unheard of back in the day.
That's Phoenix weather.
Normal. Mm-hmm. So we need to pay attention to those things. And let's see here. And yeah, what's happening? You says they just want power. They want to be like him. So he's talking about the Republicans that are running against Trump. I think most politicians want power.
All politicians are the same.
Power,
Republican
prestige,
or Democrat.
Money.
I'll prove it. Because it ain't a Republican thing. It's not a Democratic thing. It's a power thing.
Right.
Nancy Pelosi is worth $300 million. How is that possible? And you're a public servant. Maxine Waters worth $80 million. Influence and power. That's all it is ever going to be.
Breeze.
Right. And they don't care about us, but we keep voting them in. The congressional black talkers. These guys, they're supposed to represent us, but who are they fighting for right now? Illegal Mexicans on the border. Come on, you guys. This is what it's about. Wake up.
Right. And Cindy says, by the way, my town gets water from the same supply as Newark. They changed our pipes years ago because the illegal bathroom people had installed after Sandy. That was like really scary. And I think we were having some water issues out this way as well in the Inland Empire. Mm-hmm. I don't drink tap water. I used to, because a lot of people don't realize tap water, is regulated. Bottled water, not so much. Tap water is regulated by the government.
The government that leases that money to a private municipality who wants to make profit.
I take my chances with bottled water from now on, just to keep it real with you, And then Jonelle says, Trump moves for foreign interest, Federal Reserve, APAC, etc. When you look at the top and what they desire, you see clearly how Trump and company is being swept like damn fools. Yeah, and Trump got into it for a money grab. He was never really trying to be president.
Yeah, he never ran to...
For utilitarianism.
He was running for brand recognition that would get him that Moscow Tower deal if he's known as a political type person that has connections. That's all that was about.
And that's all it's still about,
right.
And Cindy says, it's abnormally hot for us last month. Yeah, San Francisco, a lot of people don't even have air conditioning because it never get, like when I dropped my daughter off to school a couple years back, it was August and it was 59 degrees.
Mm-hmm. They got that ocean breeze, right?
59 degrees in August in San Francisco, and I had to come back to hot ass, Southern California. It was like 100 degrees. Mm-hmm. So, but they have seen 100-degree days this summer. And they're like freaking out because, like I said, a lot of them don't even have air conditioners because the weather is great all the time.
Well, let me ask you this real quick, Dimitri K.
He's saying that Nancy Pelosi is not worth $300 million.
Yes, she is. Look it up.
He says, look it up.
Look it up. I don't mean that to be disrespectful, but I'm saying the Young Turks have proven it. Or we're not talking about like just liquid assets. We're talking about her properties and all that. This woman's worth over $300 million. Okay, but let me ask you, Dimitri K. Mm-hmm. How much was your electric bill? How much was your electric bill? We were just talking about this.
My damn electric bill was $384.
In 1 month?
1 month. Now, this ain't no carryover shit. Like,
right.
Let me
I'm
pay
up to 25.
half.
No, I'm up to 25 now.
I almost wish it was because I looked, I was like...
There's got to be something wrong with this bill.
Is there the decimal in the wrong place? I mean, I literally had to, look because I was like... No, it says $384.
Wow. Unbelievable.
It's hot as a mug, y'all. Yes. And, I'm going through the change and stuff. I can't be... And back in the day, I endured some heat to not, save on an electric bill, but not no more. I can't do it,
Now, as a good friend, I suggested her that she gets a smart thermostat, and I even showed her my AC runs about 2 hours out of the day. Go get some blackout curtains. Part,
though, we were less than we were more efficient than the average
neighbor in their area.
Yeah.
And so here's another thing about these new homes: the manufacturer will buy the base board,
tinfoil walls.
Yeah. Well, that and then the AC unit is not enough for the cubic space of the house, especially if you got it upstairs and downstairs.
I'm upstairs,
so
and it's like an oven up there.
Yeah, if you ever buy a house, the first thing you should do, especially living in the desert environment, whatever, is get a bigger AC unit because I guarantee you the AC unit you have
it's probably too small.
It's too small for the house.
Wow. And we're going to be rolling around some ice cubes until the summer.
Yeah, well, start getting that vanilla ice cream and, the sherbet.
And Al says, the Jetsons were by Hanna-Barbera. Yes, indeed. And Jonelle says, teach queen, we are not versed. We tend to stay away from these subjects. It's like majority of us trying to win and make it in sports and entertainment, etc. Instead of science, chemistry, math, that's a rare thing for us as Black people as a majority. And I'm glad you made that point. My car, I guess I need an alternator. Somebody's fixing it as we speak. And I said, you know what? I'm going to, as much as I can, get around my father and learn how to fix cars. If not, I'm going to take some courses because that's some stuff we need to know. And hell, I can make some money on the side fixing some cars.
Right.
But
and a lot of cars now, like I told you before, they're made so that people don't.
I mess around and just blow the whole damn engine.
Exactly. You got to be careful.
Yeah, but we need to know those things, mathematics, science, and those are things we should know just off the top of our head. Now, admittedly, Jonelle, I suck at math. I just want you to know that.
Me too. I have a major news event that nobody's talking about, and it's something that has never happened in the history of the world.
What's that?
You ready for it?
I'm ready.
All right. An astronaut may have committed the first space crime while aboard the International Space Station.
He Me Too, the Martian?
No. It's a female. It was a female astronaut, and basically, NASA is probing the case of an astronaut who was accused of accessing her estranged wife's bank account while on a 6-month mission aboard the International Space Station. So from space, she manipulated money from an account and stole from space. First time it's ever happened in the history of the world.
What was she spending it on?
Good point.
Sydney says, well, thank you for that, news there.
That's historic.
Right. Sydney says, I saw her net worth and her husband's net worth. So he says, you a damn lie.
Okay, I'm going to have to, I hate to do this to you, but I'm going to give it to you.
Okay, Al says, my stepdad, not like politicians, a public servant, was a really public serpent. You love your stepdad, don't you? And Jonelle says, Trump even said there was no money in politics and he wouldn't get involved unless he saw the money in it. Now look who's he's embedded with, getting that dough and don't even live in the White House, right? So he's taking far more vacations than what any president, sitting president.
He's gone on more golfing trips than Obama did in 8 years, and he's in his second 2.5 years now. He's surpassed Obama in golf trips in Obama's 8 years. That's golf trips. We're not talking vacation. We're talking about golf trips.
I mean, why even take the job if you're not going to be there to do it?
Because he realized, hey, I could just
And then his supporters just be like, well,
they explain everything away.
Well, he's there because when he's golfing, he's talking about saving the world. He's talking about getting those Mexicans out of here.
Well, you remember Bush? Oh, I'm at the West White House, even though I'm down on the ranch.
David?
No, he went down to his property and he was like, I could do work while I'm on vacation. I'm the president.
But Obama couldn't go to Harold's Chicken without somebody saying something about it. And Al says, "Don't worry, I told you on that. I got you on that light bill." No, yes, I got a good man. I really must say, because he was like, "Don't you pay that light bill? I got it." I was like, "Well, if you insist." No.
Well, dang, I need you to send a couple bucks over here.
And Cindy says, Donovan, that's not news about the astronaut.
Astronaut. But I'm going to say, a lot of people aren't aware that actually happened, though.
I didn't know.
Because they're doing the chicken thing.
And also, I just like to say this. Oh, gosh.
We're fine. We got 11 minutes.
I want to say this, too, about black men. Like, you guys don't get a lot of credit. You don't get a lot of credit, a lot of, hey, you guys are awesome and things like that. And I told you guys about my car. Just the light came on, the battery light. And I was like, I just bought a battery, so it's not the battery. Google, it says, okay, it's probably the alternator. My mechanic was actually calling me right now. And I was like, but damn, I need my car. I got a lot of stuff to do.
Take down Indiana's.
I can't, but my daughter's doing her thing. I need my car. So I'm like, who's available on Sunday? My dad's a mechanic, but he lives like 88 miles away. I called him, I was like, Daddy, I think I might alternate. He was like, okay, don't worry.
I'm on my way.
He was on his way. He said, I'm going to get my tools. I'm on my way. And so I was like, okay. And so then I called Donovan. I texted him. I said, Donovan, are you up? It's like 7-something in the morning. He said, yeah, I'm up. I was like, who do you know? Who do you know? He goes, okay, let me check. And then so I, in the process of calling my little brother, he's like, okay, call this mechanic, because our family mechanic, and he's fixing it now. And I thought, how awesome. You know, and then Donovan, I said, you know, I'm going to Uber over to your house because I got to, you know, get over there and do the show. He's like, no, I'll come pick you up. And I was like, black men really don't get enough credit. I ended up calling my dad, said, take your Superman suit off. I don't need it. You know, it'll take you to come down here.
I'm coming, baby.
Yeah. Just save it Sunday and do your thing. But I'm like, you know, I don't know a lot of awesome black men. You know, my man is going to pay the light bill. And, you know, I didn't ask him to. Never ask him really to do much. He's like,
well, you paid for that bill. She actually paid for that bill. Al gonna get his money's worth.
But y'all really don't get enough credit, I think. You know,
and
I'm like,
thank you.
You know, everybody came through and get my car fixed, and I was like,
you'll still get to and from where you need to go.
Yeah, no, all these people was like, don't worry, I got you.
Exactly.
So thank you.
Yes. Real quick, Paul Pelosi is worth $120 million.
That's Nancy's husband.
That's Nancy's husband. Now you combine her back deals and their property deals, it far exceeds $300 million. Now, you know, I mean, I know we're doing schematics, but if her husband is just
it together, $300 million.
If her husband is just worth $120 million, he's not in politics. Guess how much she's taking?
Sydney, what you got? Challenge. And Sydney says, I need his ass to stay out of Bridgewater and Bedminster. You talking about Trump?
Yeah, right.
Just for that, he gonna be over there. And you said in Berkeley Heights.
Right. The top Republican, his name is Darrell Issa. He's down in San Diego.
He's the richest one.
He is worth $284 million, and he just retired his seat. So he just left Congress.
California guy. Yes. And he was hating on Obama too.
And how many congressmen we have in Congress? What, over 500, right?
Yeah.
Nancy Pelosi is ranked number 30. That's significant.
All right. And Jonelle says, with these chicken sandwiches, we really should study chemistry and breaking it down and see what we're really chewing on. Since we are chemistry, a living formula that water is the best fluid and can renew and rejuvenate our whole being. But check this out. So we know that water, we're made up of 70%
of our bodies.
We need water to rejuvenate and revitalize and all that. If we're getting poison water or water that's bad for us, maybe they don't want us to rejuvenate and revitalize.
Exactly. If you guys got plants and you're using, like, let's say you're using Roundup, just put a little Roundup in the water when you water your plant and see how sick and quickly the plant, like, part of it dies off or it gets weak.
Right. And Al says, he says it's the light bill, not the electric bill. How about this? It's the light bill and not the electric bill. You know what I'm saying? So that electric bill. I'm mad enough to leave off the damn E of that one, okay, when I say but now when you the electric bill.
Wait, your Fruit Loop had to get you off the floor when you open that thing up.
Yeah, my daughter was like, huh? I said, no. We need to start selling some chicken sandwiches around here.
No. Fruit Loop, get your high heels on and your short dress like Thelma in Good Times when James was like, I'm just getting with it.
We gonna light some candles around here before that, okay? We don't need no lights, right? Better rub some flint and stuff together, whatever.
Oh, goodness.
And Cindy says, it would have been a perfect day, to have your dad on, though. Yes. You know what?
No, we weren't ready. You got to schedule that. We would be here for hours.
One of these days, he's going to be on the show, and I'm going to say, you guys asked for it.
Yes.
He's going to break it down for you. I mean, my dad is like, y'all think Jonelle is knowledgeable. Yes. My dad is now he'll dig, tell you about the origins of this.
No. We want to know the real dirt. Her dad is knowledgeable because he was the fly on the wall as a bodyguard for the Honorable
Brother Khalid Muhammad.
Yes,
exactly. He was his first lieutenant.
Exactly.
That's why a lot of times when I hear people talk about Brother Khalid Muhammad, and I'm not saying he wasn't a great man, he was, and as a lot I can't say, obviously, but
exactly.
I'm like, people just have no idea. Farrakhan killed him and all that.
It's deeper than that.
Next comment.
That's what I'm talking about.
Thank you, Donovan, for always looking out for Dee. And warning to all men, don't mess with Deanna because she'll literally shock the shit out of your ass.
Yes,
that's my daughter and her
taser. Exactly.
Cindy says, number 30, been in office since the 80s, right. have the same energy for Paul Ryan.
Yep.
Well, I don't think Donovan's saying that it's just Nancy Pelosi. Yeah. I mean, all those cats were not.
It's all about power.
Paul Ryan's not even 50?
No, Paul Ryan's a year younger than me.
Yeah, so he's 40?
48.
68.
No, yeah, 67.
Yeah, so he's not even 50, and he's balling.
Balling out of control. Because it's all about access,
and the crazy
power,
part is
and
you
money.
don't even hear a lot about Paul Ryan.
No, he got his money. He got his butter biscuits.
He get his money. Doesn't he support Trump for the most part?
Did they say he is the worst Speaker of the House that has ever...
That's the cat that was drinking the water.
They said he is the worst Speaker of the House in the history of the House.
That's a damn shame.
Yeah, and he wasn't even in there long.
Right. So anyway, how much time we got?
5 minutes.
So we got 5 minutes left. So obviously there's a lot of things we missed while we were talking about chicken. How many of you guys are going to go get a chicken sandwich when we're done? No.
I'm not.
A lot of things we missed. We need to be cognizant of the things that are going on around us that affect us, right? Like we said, the Amazon forest, it was burning, as Jonelle pointed out. The rain started, but to the other point, they'll start another fire.
Yes, and why did the rain start? Because people got on their knees and started praying.
Right, okay? It's just, we got to, stop being distracted. Yes. And Samuel, what's happening? He says, I dozed. I'm
a bit tired.
I'm a bit tired, I think he said. But have you read Dr. Wesley's
report.
Dr. Wesley's report, Dealing with Food, Waging War by Zip Code? I have a link to the report on my page. I'll check it out.
Check it out.
I've heard of it. Dr. Wesley Muhammad, he also talks about what they're doing to marijuana and stuff like that. He has actually done the work, the research. I mean, he has, as they say, done the math. And so I'm interested in checking that out, but I'm not shocked at all. Mm-hmm. We know what zip codes is getting the worst, right?
Right.
Because you go to our neighborhoods, what do you see in there? They call our neighborhoods the food deserts, in that there is no vegetables and that kind of stuff in our neighborhoods. It's the liquor stores with the hot Cheetos and the energy drinks and the malt liquor,
the top ramen
and the Popeyes and all the stuff that we should not be eating. And there's no telling what they're actually doing to the food that is in the grocery store.
And ask yourself this. When was the last time you saw a bunch of Asians circling around a Popeye's chicken? They're eating their pho and all that other good stuff. Yeah, I'm not saying they're... I'm sure some of them eat it, but I'm saying as a whole.
You are absolutely correct. Asians and Mexicans, white people, I guess, just innately, they practice group economics. You go to one of their businesses, you see them in there. It's just...
in their neighborhoods,
Yeah, as I said, it's innate to them. They just do it. They don't have to say, well, you should be, the patronizing Asian businesses. Why are you over there? They just do it. They don't think about, well, let me call, John Smith to come fix my plumbing. No, they're going to call one of their peoples to do it, or whatever the case is. But to your point, we need to be like that as well.
Exactly.
We need to be like, damn, let me call one of my peoples. As we talked about, we're going to South Africa in about 2 weeks or so. And I was like, we're not staying in a hotel and giving white people more of our money, which we already know in South Africa. He wanted to. He's like, I want to stay where there's a continental breakfast. And, I can ring the bell for the... And I'm like, listen, we're going to get this black on Airbnb. We're going to go to the grocery store.
Okay, and we compromise. Because when we get to the Seychelles, I will get with the white folks.
That was his doing, right? But yeah, it doesn't make sense to go to South Africa and
not experience Africa.
And go spend money with white people. That's a huge issue over there. White people own 90% of the wealth, and they're 10% of the population? 7%
of the population.
Yeah, it doesn't make it. Why are we going to bring our black dollars over to the motherland and give them... No, we're not doing that. Okay, we stand with the black people in their Airbnb.
2 Americans were killed today as they were.
Shit. Donovan talking about he going on a safari and stuff. I see you later.
Yeah.
Okay? I don't want to do none of that kind of stuff.
I don't need a safari. I got a safari right here in my house.
Right. Okay?
I don't need no safari. I got Belle. I got T'Challa.
Right. You got wild animals. He says anytime the government is giving you access to weed, question it. Right.
Absolutely.
Right.
Oh, my God.
Right. You better stay with Ray and Pookie in it.
It's just like we said about the government cheese. They were giving that away.
What happened to us eating that government cheese?
The surplus got eaten.
I'm saying, but did something happen to us because we was eating it?
Hey, generation.
Like, did our mamas even question those government grilled cheese sandwiches we was eating? Did they think maybe they was putting something else in the cheese? I mean, it was a big ass block. Like, imagine how much that block of cheese would cost you now.
Today, exactly.
Who gives away a big ass block of cheese and sandwich, block of cheese like that for free?
Might be something to it.
Maybe that's why we crazy.
Someone got these ailments.
You know why? I'd be interested to know what exactly what was in that cheese, right? So anyway, you guys, on the podcast, we will talk to you guys next week. Thank you so much for being here. And I'll get the last of these comments and Al.